me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my
Just give it up. I'm not your girl, and I never will be. Don't call me up. Don't waste your time, 'cause I'll be your enemy. If you want love, look somewhere else. He'll find nothing. Just give it up. I'm not your girl, 'cause I only love me. Don't get me wrong. You and I could have fun together when I feel done with having fun on my own. It's better to care for yourself, not rely on somebody else. So don't get me wrong, I'm just riding alone. Just walk away, 'cause I got no intentions of hanging out with you tonight. Don't look my way. If you want a problem, I'll give you a problem, alright? If you want love, just give it up. You got the wrong girl. You got the wrong, you got the wrong, you got the wrong girl, girl. You got the wrong, you got the wrong, you got the wrong girl, girl. This is my time. I'm feeling good, rule every party. See how I shine when I'm alone. Nothing can stop me. You should go out, meet someone else, someone who gets you. Don't stick around. I'm pretty wild, I don't do monogamy. Don't get me wrong. You and I could have fun together when I feel done with having fun on my own. It's better to care for yourself, not rely on somebody else. So don't get me wrong, I'm just riding alone. Just walk away, 'cause I got no intentions of hanging out with you tonight. Don't look my way. If you want a problem, I'll give you a problem, alright? If you want love, just give it up. You got the wrong girl. You got the wrong, you got the wrong, you got the wrong girl, girl. You got the wrong, you got the wrong, you got the wrong girl, girl. Hey, I care for myself. Ooh, don't rely on somebody else. Oh, so don't get me wrong. No, don't get me wrong. No, don't get me wrong. I'm just riding alone. Just walk away, 'cause I got no intentions of hanging out with you tonight. Don't look my way. If you want a problem, I'll give you a problem, alright? If you want love, just give it up. You got the wrong girl. You got the wrong, you got the wrong, you got the wrong girl, girl. You got the wrong, you got the wrong, you got the wrong girl, girl.
Y'all can't tell, this is our favorite song. We love the song. You can get it on Epidemic Sound.
talk to
We'll
me
work on some links
nice,
for everybody.
talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how rewind, when we rewind, feels so nice. We die.
mine, 'cause I'll be your enemy. If you want love, look somewhere else, he'll find nothing. Just give it up. I'm not your girl, 'cause I only love me. Don't get me wrong, you and I could have fun together when I feel done with having fun on my own. It's better to care for yourself, not rely on somebody else. So don't get me wrong, I'm just riding alone. Just walk away, 'cause I got no intentions of hanging out with you tonight. Don't look my way. If you want a problem, I'll give you a problem, alright? If you want love, just give it up. You got the wrong girl. You got the wrong, you got the wrong, you got the wrong girl, girl. You got the wrong, you got the wrong, you got the wrong girl, girl. This is my time. I'm feeling good, rule every party. See how I shine when I'm alone. Nothing can stop me. You should go out, meet someone else, someone who gets you. Don't stick around. I'm pretty wild, I don't do monogamy. Don't get me wrong, you and I could have fun together when I feel done with having fun on my own. It's better to care for yourself, not rely on somebody else. So don't get me wrong, I'm just riding alone. Just walk away, 'cause I got no intentions of hanging out with you tonight. Don't look my way. If you want a problem, I'll give you a problem, alright? If you want love, just give it up. You got the wrong girl. You got the wrong, you got the wrong, you got the wrong girl, girl. You got the wrong, you got the wrong, you got the wrong girl, girl. Hey, I care for myself. Ooh, don't rely on somebody else. Oh, so don't get me wrong. No, don't.
What's going on, guys? Happy
Wake up,
Saturday.
Heath. Wake up, Heath.
I was reading the comments. My bad. My bad.
Okay.
What's happening? What's happening? Welcome to Conversations with Heath and Tracy, where we meet here every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. EST to demystify your move to the DMV.
If you have,
So ask us anything.
it's good morning, y'all. It's ask us anything. Anything appropriate. Let's say that.
Yeah, don't be trying to get my personal
So if
business
you have
out.
any questions, just type. You can type in all caps in the comments, or you can write Q. We know you're not yelling, okay? We know you're not yelling. We just want, as the comments go, we want to make sure we know which ones are questions. We don't want to miss them.
Type a Q next to your question.
I need this fan. I'm having a power surge.
Power surge. It's all
I'm
right,
trying
man.
to get my fan straight,
They
y'all.
understand. They
Woo.
understand.
Okay.
It's all good. Hey, so if you're looking to move to the DMV, we want to help.
The DMV, like the DMV or District, Maryland, Virginia. So today we're discussing Stoneridge.
Get out to the suburbs.
We're going out to the suburbs
Rocking
today, y'all.
the suburbs.
Loudon County, Virginia.
I got a few friends out there. Yeah,
I don't.
it's all good.
I don't
We're gonna talk about what happened in the DMV this week.
And we're going to talk about designing your life. And you came up with that one this week, baby. What was that one around?
I think I was really talking about the thought process, the mindset that you have to have predicated on where you're living in a post-panoramic world, and what that looks like from a commuting perspective, your
Okay.
job, and sort of in the higher context of designing your life. I think that's where I was going.
Okay. I like that. I like that.
Yeah. And hey, if this is your first time here, my name is Heath.
And I'm Tracy.
We are parents, podcasters, and joyfully married after 30 years. That's right. I have been married for 30 years to this lovely lady, and we have 4 children, and we talk every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern about your move to the DMV.
So if you need help relocating to the area, take a second and subscribe to our channel.
And if you're new here, definitely let us know. We want to know. Type new you down in the comments so we can see what's happening with you, because we want to reach out. We want to connect. We want to talk to you after the show. Let us know what's happening if you're new.
We'd love to meet you. Welcome to Conversations with Heath and Tracy.
Hit that button. Hello. Welcome back to Conversations with Heath and Tracy. Today we are talking about Stoneridge, Virginia. Stoneridge is a suburb out in Loudon County, Virginia, for those of you that don't know. So that is a suburb of Washington, D.C. Population is about 14,000 people.
Y'all, it's a suburb. It's like a real, if you want to live in the area, it's like a real suburb. So that's why we picked this one. It's supposedly the #1 suburb in this area.
And I don't think we would call it an exurb. I think it's definitely a suburb.
No, it's not an exurb. A lot of people that live here do live in the exurbs, but we're still in the suburbs. We haven't gotten to the exurbs yet.
Yeah, we're still
There's
rocking
so
the
many
suburbs.
places to live not in the exurbs.
Right.
So we're still talking about suburbs and then in town. So living in Stoneridge is going to offer you that suburban feel. Most of the residents out there own their homes. They tend to lean, I think they're in the middle from what I've seen. And of course the public schools.
What do you mean by the middle, baby?
And they're not conservative and they're not liberal.
They lean left, yeah.
I don't know. We'll see later in a slide I'm going to show you. But, it's pretty typical the way it looks in Stoneridge. It's a planned community too, so keep that in mind. It's a planned community.
We've lived in planned communities before,
yes,
baby.
we have. We've lived in like Peachtree City, Georgia, which is the planned community, if you don't know anything about that.
The PTC.
And I guess kind of West Cary, where we live, it's kind of a planned community.
Yeah,
it's pretty
Cary
planned.
Cary Park was pretty planned.
Cary Park was pretty planned. So as you can see from the pictures here, it's going to be your pretty typical suburban kind of atmosphere and feel. Their rankings are they're supposedly the number 1 suburb to live out in Virginia, and it's a great place to buy a house.
Yep.
We're going to show you some of that, and then it's a really good family place. If you have young kids, it's probably pretty easy to live out there.
I don't have young kids anymore.
We don't have young kids. I want to sing from the top of the mountains. We don't have young kids.
Are you excited about not having young children anymore, baby?
Yes. Yes. So places like Stoneridge are Loudon Valley Estates.
Yep.
Clarksburg, a suburb in Maryland. I don't know much about that, but I'm sure we'll get to it.
Yeah, we have to dive into Clarksburg.
We're going to dive into Clarksburg.
See what's popping in Clarksburg.
Eventually. Belmont, I have heard of Belmont.
You heard of Belmont, yep.
Brambleton.
So
that's what it's like.
Yeah. And all these are like in the a lot of those were in like Ashburn
they're out,
vicinity, right?
Yeah, they're out in that
Loudon
area
County.
as we go out. Like all the data centers almost in this country are in this area. There are a lot of high-tech jobs. So when you look at this, we're looking at the economy of Stoneridge. And we're very specific here. This is Stoneridge.
Yeah,
so the numbers are going to be a little different for you. The unemployment rate is super low, as you can see, 2.4.
Yeah.
You've got
double clicking on that Ashburn concept just for a moment. They say that 80% of the data that runs through the United States runs through Ashburn.
Wow, y'all.
In terms of data centers and such.
Protect Loudon County at all costs.
We need Loudon County out here.
We need Loudon County out here, y'all.
Just
We
so you
need
know.
Loudon County, if that's, and it's we've been out there. I've been to the Restoration Hardware outlet. That's the only reason I went out there. Oh no, you went to Top Golf out there.
I did go to
But
Top Golf
you don't
out
have
there.
to go to Top Golf out there. That's what's so cool about living in this area.
We just decided to go out there that day.
yeah, because some people live out there.
Right.
We just
I think we're actually having trouble with getting a reservation at that time too.
so we had to go out. You had to go out there. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. That makes sense. So when you look at recent job growth, future job growth, the taxes are pretty much in line with the rest of the United States. The income taxes are a little bit higher, but as you can see, the income per capita is definitely higher, and so is the household income. The household income is closer to actually 150. Whereas average income in the United States is about 57.
Yeah, median household.
Median household, yeah.
About 150,000, 156,000. So, people living out there are making making the bag.
Yeah,
and,
as you can see right here, this is another slide just
Yep.
showing you where most of the people are falling
Mhm.
in this area, just to see, you know, what you need some money to live in DMV, but you know, the thing about it is you're going to be able to find a job that's going to give you that money.
Absolutely.
This is basically cost of living slide we like to show you guys. You've got the groceries are going to be a little bit higher than the U.S. Your health care, your housing is definitely higher in Loudon County.
Yep.
People like to say that D.C. is so expensive, or like where we live, Arlington is so expensive. But let me tell you something, Loudon County ain't cheap. So it's going to be higher pretty much all around just to live out there. I think because it's so new to everything out there is so new.
Yeah.
It's really sparse looking and new. Now this is our overall cost of living index, and you can see it's just as dark as DC. So just because you're moving further out, it's not necessarily going to give you a lower cost of living. So that's something to keep in mind. Okay.
Yeah. And depending on what you're looking for too, right?
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
depending on what you're
Yeah,
looking for.
I love this. I love this slide right here. Where
Why
it
you like
descri-
this slide, baby?
Because it describes the area feel, and it says sparse suburban.
And let me tell y'all something. That right there is the factual. It's factual.
Yeah, I mean, I think typically people who are familiar with suburban environments, they're kind of accustomed to what a suburb looks like, and so it definitely looks and feels like that out there, but it is a bit more sparse, which is really interesting.
Yeah, so when we go out there, I feel like I'm going to nowhere. Especially after being in, you're in the DC area. We live pretty much in a very urban feeling area. And you get on 66, which is a toll road.
Right,
you know
right.
how they like to do you. If you live out there, if you want to get here quick, you got to pay.
Yeah.
So you get on 66 and you're rolling.
Share the bag.
And it's just like it's like no trees. And it's just like big giant place to work after big giant place to work after big giant place to work.
Yeah, so
Office buildings. We know what data centers look like. So then we see data center after data center after data center.
Yeah.
And most people just think it's a big building. And then you're like on these 6-lane highways, and there's like a little shopping center over here. Oh, little shopping center. Let me tell y'all, they have the services now.
Oh, they are there.
They got the services.
Oh yeah, you got what you need.
You're not gonna feel like you're missing a thing.
Nope.
They got all the services.
So median home value out there is $473,800.
Yep.
And from a perspective of renting versus owning, 87% of the people own that live in this area.
So that's a
And
flip.
yeah,
That's a flip.
It is.
Then, like, if you're closer in, most people rent. And you can see it's clearly not because of cost.
Right.
It's just like a preference thing. So I think most people that live out there probably are like, we're going to plant roots here and we're going to be here forever.
Yeah, we got to raise the kids.
And we're going to raise the kids here. So we're
Great
going to buy
schools.
our home. So I think that's the feel of people out
And
there.
the people that are renting out there, they're paying about $2,600 a month.
So
and
the
about
rent
13
is higher.
Yeah, about
the rent is higher. So if you're going to rent out there, you're going to pay more than if you come closer in.
Yeah, and so just dovetailing on that concept, when you have young children, certainly one of the things that's top of mind people are looking for school systems, right?
Okay.
They want those great schools. They want that
Yep.
that feeling of community, and I think that
Yep.
that much like many of the places that you and I have lived in the past was always a priority for us. And
Yeah, it
so
was.
if you
It
don't
was.
want necessarily to do private schools, then you typically want to look for those great schools from a neighborhood school perspective,
Yeah.
right? And so in the area where you live, close to your house,
Right.
a sense of community, the test scores and all the other measurables are very high, and so I think that's why a lot of people are choosing not only to live out there but also to purchase homes out there.
Right. Let's see, where were we? Oh, I was talking about real estate. Let's jump into real estate. Let's go to the next one.
Go ahead, baby.
So if you're purchasing a home, you're probably going to spend around $800,000. It could be less, as you can see. I see on here $720,000. You're going to get your typical suburban home, and as you can see, they are larger. You got the 5.5s and the 4.5s. If you're renting, you're still going to be pretty high. For a home, though, so if you want a single family home for sure, Loudon County is going to be a good place to start.
Yep.
You're going to get the space. You're going to get the yard for the dog. You're going to get, all of that. So you're going to have community centers with swimming pools. You're going to have your shopping centers that are close by.
Movie
That's the
stars.
kind of lifestyle you're looking for in a suburban kind of feel. Then this is a good place.
Yep.
As you can see, the one bedrooms, the 2 bedrooms, they're all higher. Now they do have 3 bedrooms. They even have 4 bedrooms out there.
Yep.
But they're higher. You're gonna pay a lot for them.
Bring the bag.
So here we're looking at just the demographics a little bit.
Demo. What does it say, baby?
Families in Stoneridge.
Okay.
So most people that live in Stoneridge are married.
Yep.
A few are divorced, of course, because you've still got kids, even if you get divorced.
Yep.
And then you've got 68% are married with children. And then you have a nice population, I think, of single parents.
Yep.
And then you have, I thought it was a good number as far as people that look like us, 14.2%. I think that's a pretty good number when you think about the country and you think about the makeup of the country. I like to live in areas that have at least that number, 13% or higher.
Yeah.
So it's a good place for us.
Yeah,
It's
black
not
people
going
are
to be
13% in the country.
13%,
So I mean,
yeah.
to have 14%,
14%, I think it's pretty
in
good.
one concentrated area,
Yep.
really is diverse in conjunction with the level of Asian community and the folks that are living out there.
Right.
So it sounds like a really diverse area. So I think that's a big plus.
And it's hard to get away from the diversity in DMV overall. So that's something to keep in mind too. So let's see what's next. So when you look at this map, I think this is the crime map. The crime is just not gonna be a lot of crime. Once again, it's mostly property crime. Same thing that we've been talking about for weeks now.
Right.
Property crime. You can see as you get further out, it's going to get lower. But you can look when you see Ashburn.
Move the mouse around that little blue, that blue area.
So
out
you
there, baby.
can't. I don't think they can see my mouse, baby.
Oh, okay.
So if you look right in the
They might be
center,
able to see it.
if you look in the center, and then you look to your right, you can see the blue, and that's where Stoneridge out is. So it's a little bit further out,
Right.
but you're still gonna get some. It's not gonna be too bad.
Yes.
So this is what I was talking about.
We'll talk about it, baby.
So Virginia leans conservative. We understand that because our brothers and sisters in the South, in Southern Virginia. Loudon County leans liberal, but you can see it's leaning still a little bit more conservative than the other places that we've shown you. So that's normal for Virginia. Even Maryland, the further you get out from town, the more conservative people are going to become. Okay. And this is just like a good comparison I like to give everyone because I think it's something you think about when you move to the area, right? Okay. So this is your
Leans
commute.
left.
I have to throw the commute up here just like we did for Bowie. It's serious. We read an article, y'all. It said, what was the title of that article?
Which article you talking
Something
about?
about
We read a lot of
once you
articles.
get out of the car.
Oh yeah.
You like it
Oh
here.
yeah, it's great once you get out of the car.
Yeah, it says Stoneridge. Once you get out of the car, it's great.
That's a bar.
Woo, y'all! It's
a good little run out
It's
there.
a good little run
It's a
out
good
there.
little
It's a
run.
good little run out there. Now, if you live,
Now, if there's no traffic, which is
it's still a good little run with no
out
traffic.
here in the panorama, the traffic is not as heavy as it used to be.
It's getting there though. I was
But
out the
it's
other day. I
ticking
was
back
like,
up.
oh,
It's
okay,
ticking back up.
traffic. Okay, traffic, come on, traffic. Yeah, I went out the other day. Listen to me, I went out the other day. It's terrible, y'all. I went out the other day.
The panorama.
And I was like, okay, I got a little traffic here. This looks like fun, you know?
Wow.
But for the most part, you're going to be in your car if you
Yes.
live out here. If you work in the city, get ready. Just get you a nice car, with your nice little mood music and just relax. Get your toll
Relax.
count going
Go through it.
and just understand you're going to be in traffic.
Go through it.
If you work in
Relax.
Tyson's, you're still going to have a commute. Heath with his song today.
When you wanna.
Good morning. Yeah, Heath with his song. So yeah, if you are going to live in Loudon County, you're going to need a nice car, and you're going to need a car to get you around because you have to drive everywhere.
Yeah.
You have to drive everywhere. So that's something to keep in mind. Okay, I think that was it.
Well,
hey,
say hello to some
let's
of
talk.
the
Let's see what's going on.
some of the folks on the stream with us this morning.
Okay, good morning, Ree. How you doing?
What's
Ooh,
up,
it's so
Ree?
big. I wonder why it's so big.
It's all good, baby. What's
It's
up,
good
Reed?
morning. Good morning, Gina. How you doing? Good morning,
I see you. I see you, Kinfolk.
Good morning, Care 007. Come on. There we go. Oh,
Care 007 in the
we're your
building.
favorite. I love that. I'm so glad you look forward to the show, guys. We really, really work hard on it.
Flattery will get you everywhere.
And then Krupp 919. 919. You in the 919?
Yeah, that's my man. That's my man I used
What
to
you
work
know
with.
about the 919?
That's my man I used to work with right there.
Oh, okay,
yeah, he used to
cool.
take care of me. No doubt.
Oh, cool.
What's up, man? What's up? Good to see you.
Excuse me. Okay.
I think he said something about he was moving.
Who moving?
Crop 919, see?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Bring it this way.
You know we got you.
We love living here, guys.
You know we got you.
We haven't been able to get out much, but the weather did break this week.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're finding is that people are just starting to move around more. You're starting to see people walk their dogs a little bit more. We live on the golf course, and now we see the golfers. They're starting to show up. They're freezing still, but they're starting to show up.
Freezing still.
Yeah, they're still freezing. They
It's
still
not
freezing.
that- it's
Good
not that
morning. This E double. E double. Hey, Gina. So we live in Arlington, Virginia.
Yes.
We live-
But the 10 years prior to that, we lived in North Carolina.
Right. We used to live in North Carolina. We lived,
Mm-hmm.
to be exact, we lived in Cary, North Carolina.
Carrie, where's Mary?
Cary, where's Mary? And, we talk about North Carolina. For those of you that have some questions about North Carolina, we lived there 10 years. It's our most popular video. So we will definitely talk about that area, but we just think more people are starting to move to the DMV. And we, I'm sorry, we're laughing at Gina, y'all. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way too, Gina.
North Carolina was very good to us.
But we were warned. We were warned before we moved to North Carolina. We had a friend.
He was a native of North
He was
Carolina.
a native of North Carolina, and we
He
were
was
like,
like,
"You gonna come?" Our company basically was moving to
We're doing a little relocation
with a
action.
little
right there.
relocation. We were like, it was during the recession.
Mm-hmm.
We had 4 kids, 1 in college, so we were like, where y'all moving to? Okay, we moving with you. But we had one friend. He was like, never.
I can't do it. He's like, I can't do it.
I-
I can't do it. He got to Atlanta. He got spoiled.
Yeah, he got to Atlanta. He got spoiled, and he was like, can't do it. You'll see. He just kept saying that to us, and we saw.
But North Carolina was
So,
very good to us. We lived there
it
for 10
was,
years.
it was.
It was a blessing in our
But I am
lives.
so glad to be gone. So glad.
And now we're in the DMV.
Now we're in the DMV.
And we helping you. We're helping you out.
Now we're in the DMV. And
So
if
let us
you-
know if you have any questions, guys. Just let us know.
Yeah,
Put it
and
in
if
the
you
chat.
like anything that you're hearing today, go ahead and hit that like button. Boom, boom, hit the like button. There's another one. If you hit the like button, that really, really helps us with the algorithm. It helps push it out so that people say, people that want to hear what we're talking about
Absolutely.
find us better. Otherwise, YouTube kind of suppresses it.
Whether you're on the live stream or the replay, hit the like button. Thank you. We appreciate you.
Yeah, so,
And you can subscribe too.
yeah. So here's a couple questions.
We accept subscriptions.
Yeah, we like subscriptions. Let's see what the first question is. It
Oh,
says,
yeah.
do you think the DMV is good for entrepreneurs, small black businesses? Oh my gosh. Yes, yes, double yes.
And yes.
They're very supportive here. People, first of all, the government is very supportive. Second of all, people that live here are super supportive of smaller black businesses. Anytime a small black business opens their hand, you know it. You know it. There is a network of people. Like I said, guys, one of the things you need to do when you move to your new neighborhood is jump on Nextdoor. And I'll hold it up
Are
here.
the people in your neighborhood?
Nextdoor. The
In
little
your
icon looks
neighborhood.
like this, like the
In
little
your
N that you see down here.
neighborhood.
Pull it away.
Who are the
There it is. The little
people
N
in
that you
your
see down here. Y'all
neighborhood?
seen all my little apps.
In the
But
neighborhood.
next door, you hop on there. I've joined a community on there that is geared toward living in my neighborhood, other Black people that live in my neighborhood. We have a little area on here, and then we talk about, people can go in there and ask questions. Hey, I want to get my baked goods from a Black bakery. Do you know any in the area? And there are several. And that's what's so cool about living. There's several ice cream places that are owned by Black people. They're a
litany of services.
A litany of services
Yes.
that are African American.
Absolutely.
And there's the most recent story. There's a couple recent stories. There's I forget the name of it, but there is a veggie burger place, Legendary, I believe it's called. They were on Shark Tank, and they're in the area. Their business is booming right now. They're two young girls. They lost their jobs at the beginning of the pandemic, and they decided to start delivering steamed crabs to people. Their business has blown up.
Well, they eat some crabs around here.
Yeah. So just overall, if you want to live in the area and give your business to Black businesses, it is such a good place to be. They have a lot of different funds for money also, and that's DC, Maryland, and Virginia. So think about that.
Yep.
Not just one place. You've got DC, Maryland, and Virginia that you're going to pull from. So it's just really, really good.
Yeah, a lot of creatives are here as well. I know Atlanta has a growing reputation of being a hub for creators and Black businesses.
But
and
actually,
entrepreneurs.
DC is number one.
DC is right up there, right? And so I think that so to the point you were making earlier, it's a great place for that.
Let's see, another question here. Any good schools you can recommend for my 4-year-old grandchild? Oh, my gosh, Gina. There are so many good schools here. We recommend you, I believe there's a website called Good Schools, and you can actually put in different places. And we also a lot of the information we share with you guys is from a website called Niche, NICHE.com. And yeah, we're giving them a plug. But
we're not paying. They're not paying us.
that's okay. But if you go there, you can actually put in the different places that we're showing you, and they'll tell you how well the schools are. Just kidding, I got the hiccups. How well the schools are doing there.
How they're rated and such. Yeah, absolutely. That's a good question.
Let's see.
Everybody's always interested in the kids and making sure the kids have what they need. Yeah.
Okay, here's another. Let's see. So y'all live in Arlington. Is it a overall good fit? Apartments, crime, employment opportunities without a master's, doctorate, inequality. So we don't have master's degrees, and we both make over 6 figures.
Yeah, we have undergraduate degrees.
So we have undergraduate degrees. We do have a wealth of experience in our fields.
In our space, yeah,
in
absolutely.
our space. I know people that I
and
work
part
with.
of that is due to our time in North Carolina.
Right. So we love Arlington. We love Arlington because it's so close to DC. When we started this journey, we wanted to live in DC. We wanted to be in the hipster part of DC. We wanted to be able to walk to the grocery store.
Were we going to be hipsters?
Yeah, I'm probably going to be. I'm going to be some of them. I stopped straightening my hair, so I think that's the beginning of it. But yeah, it's like living in the city, but you get that suburban feel.
Yep.
Crime is the same everywhere. The thing about crime, there's one part of DC that's really, really bad with crime, and it's called Southeast DC. It is changing though, but as far as crime,
and it's just parts.
You can
it's parts
look, and I keep up with crime too, y'all. I got
it's crime everywhere.
It's crime everywhere. Don't let nobody tell you it's crime literally everywhere. Loudon County that we just talked about, they have crime, and it's property crime. So you have to be aware of your surroundings.
Yeah.
You have to protect your valuables. You don't just walk, like if I'm in DC walking down the street, I don't hold my phone and walk with my phone like this.
Some people
It's just
do.
like, well, and they gonna find out you shouldn't. If you're gonna ride public transportation, you don't sit there like this the whole time, because somebody just walk up and snatch your phone and keep right on going.
Just be aware.
So you just have to be aware. I don't feel bad. I don't feel unsafe anywhere I go. There are pockets of I call it like gang kind of activity.
Yeah.
They
Little
like
gang
to
activity.
haze people over in Pentagon City. That is going to change though,
Oh yes.
because that's where Amazon's HQ2 is being built right now.
Yep.
And you want to talk about leveling and redoing stuff, that
Yep.
place is gonna look different 5 years
It's
from
gonna
now.
be tight.
So you're pretty safe anywhere.
Yeah, and we have a video in Arlington too, Gene. If you want to go check that out, just look through the playlist.
Yeah,
and you
look
can
through the
find- you can
playlist,
find
the
show that we
DC
did in
playlist,
Arlington.
and you'll definitely see more neighborhoods that we've been talking about the last few weeks.
Absolutely.
So in local news,
What
what's
happened with the
going
local
on?
news?
In local news,
So
let's
one
see
thing
what's
that
going-
happened this week was the baseball season is kicking off,
Yes.
right? And so the Baltimore Orioles actually have announced that they are going to start at 25% capacity as it relates to bringing people into the stadium.
We love baseball. We love baseball. Baseball is such a cool thing to do
Yeah.
because you go to the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go back to the camera. You go to the stadium, and it's such a cool day at the park, y'all. It's very relaxing,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, you're watching a game. It is slower than, like, say, football and stuff, but I think the people that go to baseball games are calmer.
Yeah.
So whenever I go to a baseball game, I feel like I'm just like chilling.
That's right.
It's like it's almost like
You're
you
at the
just
park.
going, you just kind of chilling.
You're at the park and people are playing
and you're
games.
at the park. It's like you're at let me tell y'all something. If you go to these professional baseball stadiums,
Uh-huh.
they are amazing. They're beautiful. The facilities are beautiful. The way you're looking at it, everything is just so pretty.
Yes.
And then the people don't act stupid. I'm that's why I'm not against, but that's why I don't like going to professional football games.
Mm-hmm.
Because people get really, really hyped up in the parking lot before and they drinking and everything. You
A lot of
get inside.
tailgating.
It's too much. It's just too much. But baseball games during the summer is so much fun. It's
Yeah.
so much fun. And we have 2 pro teams in the DMV.
No.
Well,
oh, you talking about 2 baseball teams?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, the Orioles and the Washington Nationals.
The
I thought-
Orioles
but in general, in terms of pro sports.
No, we
Yes.
have a lot more pro sports.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, as far as baseball, I'm talking about baseball because we're
Yep.
coming up on baseball season.
Uh-huh.
The Orioles have Camden Yards is beautiful.
Yeah.
And then we've got a brand new stadium here that we talked about last week
Mm-hmm.
at the Navy Yard. And that is amazing.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
So,
both of those stadiums are awesome.
yeah.
Camden Yards was is very well known for being like the stadium that was kind of started the new trend of how stadiums are structured, and so it's kind of like the first one there. And
So it's like we
good
have the
stuff.
first new stadium. We have the last one of the last few stadiums. It's pretty
Absolutely.
cool. So,
So-
you're gonna have to wear your mask.
Yeah,
right?
protocols are definitely gonna still be in place, right? You still have to be safe out here. But 11,000 people being allowed into the stadium versus nobody being allowed into the stadium, or versus the season being canceled, I think is a big win for baseball fans and for people in general who want to have some family activity, move around, and see some of these awesome sporting events.
Yeah,
So I
we're
think
getting there,
it's great.
y'all. We're
Yeah.
getting there.
Yeah.
All right. So the next thing is, y'all, there's this landfill we drive by every time we go south.
It's literally a landfill.
It's a
right
landfill.
now.
Like when you drive by, you're like, what is that?
It's a big giant mountain.
It's a big giant mountain,
But
and it's closed down now.
Yeah.
It's closed down now, and they are burning the methane gases that it creates off of it.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a facility for that nearby. It doesn't smell when you
Nope,
drive
it
by.
doesn't.
or
They're not like
anything.
birds all
They're done
flying
filling
around it.
So it's like, what do you do with this mountain now? Well, y'all, Northern Virginia is building a ski resort. It's gonna be called Fairfax Peak, and they did the county approved it yesterday, I believe.
Yeah, it was very recent.
It's gonna be right off 95,
Mm-hmm.
and it already has a name, Fairfax Peak. They're gonna have a hotel, a luxury hotel.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be on county-owned land, so this is a way that the counties here create income,
Right.
so that we're not taxed as heavily, which I
Uh-huh.
think is very smart.
It is.
It's going to include an indoor ski
Indoors.
and snow facility.
Oh yeah.
It's the first of its kind in this country. I'm excited because I don't like cold, but I'll go do something like this.
Uh-huh.
It's going to have a 100 room luxury hotel, restaurants, a bunny slope.
It's gonna be a whole vibe.
It's going to be a whole vibe. They expect it to cost about $200 million,
Yeah.
and they said they're trying to get all the permits pulled this year.
Yep.
And all the zoning, because they have to rezone it and everything,
Yeah.
and they're thinking it can be open to the public by 2024.
Yeah, and the revenue for the area, they think is going to bring in about $50 million a year.
I think that's great. That's
so
exciting.
I mean, that's a great ROI in
that's
terms
really-
of the amount of time that it'll take to make the money back, and then it'll just be on the plus after that. So
Yep,
great for
yep.
the community, great for the developer, great for the county.
So the next thing we want to talk about is we came across this article, and it said Singles in DC rave the highest average disposable income.
So now, when I first saw this, I was thinking to myself, "Say what?"
But you know what? We've kind of known that. We have seen this as we looked for a new place to move when we knew we were trying to get up out of North Carolina. And we've kind of seen this. So I dove into this article a little bit more.
Yeah.
And
you know, one thing I want to say as you're getting into this, baby, is that this is a great example of mindset. As it relates to when you begin to think about what it is that you want to do, where it is that you want to go, the mindset that you have to adjust from where you are, what that paradigm is, to where you're going forward.
Right.
And so what's so cool about this is typically people think DC, Metro DC, DMV is more expensive than where I am in North Carolina, in Florida, in Arizona, and wherever you are, right? And so, you know, unless you're like New York and San Francisco, DC is probably one of the more expensive places. The DMV in general is probably one of the more expensive places you can live in the country. But I think that when you make the mental adjustment and understand that the income is going to be there, the opportunities are going to be there, the lifestyle is going to be there, and so it actually can be a lot more than you think, which is what this article is describing. So go ahead and get into that.
Yeah, so it's just saying that the local average income, this is once you have your expenses, how much money, and this is probably more important than anything, how much money do you have left over? And they were saying that single residences average discretionary income was over $1,600 per month. After. So people in DC are balling. And Heath and I were also talking about it. We were saying, well, singles, they're probably living with roommates. And we know this because our daughter lived here as a single prior to her moving in with us. And she lived with roommates. Everybody she knows has roommates. So
that's how they do it around here.
That's how they do it around here. And there are a lot of hubs around here that singles live in. You've got DC, you've got like Northeast Nomad, DC. A lot of her friends live over there. You've got Boston Quarter, you've got Clarendon. We were in Clarendon yesterday. And you got Reston. I think that's another place a lot of singles live. They're starting to move into Tyson's Corner now, too. Because they're building more there. But the slide that we're showing you right now is showing you across the country. You got DC, Austin, and San Jose.
Yeah, and this article was highlighting DC proper.
DC, and it's DC proper.
Right.
But it's about the same in the whole.
It
whole
is.
And like those places I mentioned are where the singles are.
Right.
But the other cool thing that we found was, well, let's talk about where you don't want to live. So as you can see from this list that we're putting up, New Orleans, Birmingham, Pittsburgh, you're going to be in the negative as far as disposable income. And that's mostly due to the income levels. The income levels are not where they need to be. And many of those areas are gentrifying or going through transitional phases.
It's a process.
It's a process. The next one I'm showing you, let's see. These are actual numbers here. So Washington, D.C., the average monthly income was $5,877. Their monthly expenses are coming up to about $4,270, leaving them a difference of $1,600.
Right.
So even if your rent is $2,000, you're making $58,000. Your take home is $58,000. So that means you've got some serious disposable income.
That's a great chart right there.
Now, for married people, it's the same thing, y'all.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, you're doubling your income. So for married people, you're disposable. You're just, and this is without kids. I think I'm showing.
Double income, no kids.
when you move here, you got the two incomes, and then you have even more disposable income, right? And so that's when you get into, and you want to look at the cities that have the least. New York, you got to New York. It's gonna be rough on a married couple. Buffalo. Birmingham is up there again. Pittsburgh is up there again. And New Orleans is up there again. I was surprised to see Charlotte so high. But now that I think about it, remember we were telling you Raleigh's going to have the higher incomes than Charlotte is. So that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah,
but yeah, we just thought that was
cost of living in Raleigh.
Yeah, we thought that was a good. We thought that was a good little thing.
Really insightful article.
Yeah, so we wanted to share that with y'all.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the questions.
What's going on?
Nice. I don't ski.
We don't ski either.
We don't ski, but I like sitting next to the fireplace. This is my house. That I think it's really exciting too. Care
Absolutely.
007. It's like, it's just something different to get into here. It's an indoor resort, so
Yeah.
I think I'll be able to handle the indoor resort thing, and I think that it would be fun to do something different so close to home.
Absolutely. And I think the other thing that's great is that, taking into account all the different activities and things that you can do in the metro area around the museums and the rivers and the different places, the tri-state area,
Right.
the parks, the national landmarks, so many things to see and do in the Metro DC.
Yep.
This gives you another really cool kind of unique activity and place to go, and a destination spot, and something different, right? Because this area is not known as a place where you can do a lot of winter type of things.
Because we only have winter like 60 days here. It's literally 60
Yeah,
days.
January, February is pretty
cold.
winter.
It's pretty cold
It's
here.
pretty winterized.
Yeah. But after that, it's like poof.
Yeah.
You start seeing the birds and squirrels and everything again. I even saw bees the other day. I can't believe it.
Yeah, I saw a lot of bees yesterday when I was
Yeah.
walking.
I was like, wow, okay, maybe it's over. But I think we're going to have a cold snap this week. We're supposed to get snow or something. It just doesn't feel like it. It's been absolutely beautiful this week. Let's see here. We got another question. Yeah, you're right, Kara 007. So much greater. Thank you so much. We really, really work on getting this information to you all. And yes, it does tell you about the quality of life. The quality of life here is very high. I
Yeah.
went to.
Oh, well, we got to talk. We got to talk about our man from last week.
Oh, is he on? I don't think he's
No,
on.
I don't know if he's
So
on.
last week, this is so funny, y'all.
It's story time
It's story time.
with Heathan Tracy.
Last week we got a super chat, and we were like, "Oh, that's cute, thank you." We didn't even know we had super chat available. So we do have super chat available. If you like the information, we don't, but super chat us, and that what we do with it is we don't know what we're doing with it right now. We
Yeah.
don't even know how to get it out of our account.
We're
So
we're gonna put it back into the operation.
we're gonna put it back into
Absolutely.
this and make it better and things like that.
But it was really funny because we thought that he was just saying it.
Yeah, we did.
Like, I need to. Y'all giving me so much good information. I'm just gonna. I wish I could super chat y'all $20.
But yeah, we have super chat.
But then
so
we went and looked at it.
we were like, oh,
And like he
oh,
actually
we-
did super chat
yeah.
us.
So
It was so funny.
We're gonna come up with something really cute when you super chat us.
Yeah.
Just give us a minute, but yeah,
It was kinda funny.
It was hilarious. Thanks. Shout out to Ron. Let's see.
Big shout to Ron.
So you have another question?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Let's see. Reed's asking about South Norfolk, Virginia.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Heath knows more about
yeah,
South Norfolk than I do.
The tide water, as they say. That whole area is you have the water in the bay, all of the activity around there is
Yeah.
government contracting is a bit heavy over there as well. There's certainly some industry out there. It's about 2.5 hour drive from Metro DC.
Okay.
So if it makes sense for you to be out there, you have family out there, someone is you need to be in that area for a particular reason. I think certainly that it's a viable community, right? So you go 2 hours one way, you get to Richmond. 2 hours the other way, you kind of Metro DC. You can get to North Carolina pretty easily. I think from there to North Carolina is probably about 4 hour drive. I think that there's some positives certainly to Norfolk, right? Shout out to HBCUs, Norfolk State. I got some friends who graduated from Norfolk State. Hampton is out that way. A lot of friends from Hampton as well. And so lots of really cool things about the shore and that part of Virginia. If that's something that interests you personally, in terms of how we roll and how we vibe and what we're accustomed to, we prefer the DMV to that area. But it's cool out there.
Yeah, it's really changing out there too. So and the housing is affordable that way also.
Yeah.
So I think that's another thing. I don't know if you mentioned that or not.
Yeah, affordability is pretty good out
Yeah,
there.
affordability
Yeah.
is good,
Mhm.
and it's not too bad to get back and forth from this area if you
No.
want something to do.
No, if you lived out
Mhm.
there, you got an affordable lifestyle. It's not as expensive as DC. It makes sense for you to be out there, and you want to bounce to DC on the weekend, maybe take in the sights and do some things. I think that's a great formula for a phenomenal life. So, yeah, I'm definitely good with that on my side.
Yeah, I had another question. Damon Gilbert said, I literally just started following you guys because of your No North Carolina videos.
Okay.
I am single with no children looking to relocate to North Carolina from Ohio. I am looking at my best options for grad school with a focus on clinical psychology and becoming a therapist.
All right, therapist.
Do you guys have any suggestions with a decent cost of living?
Look, hey,
It's a plethora.
No, I think, back to some of those charts that you had up earlier, right? I think that when you did you say you had kids?
No.
Yeah. So I mean, from a single perspective, I think that area that lane that you're in it would give him a lot of options in terms of income possibilities, opportunities for the business.
For grad school.
Yeah, for grad school. I mean, in that North Carolina area, from Greensboro, you got UNCG, University of North Carolina.
No, they said to North Carolina. Okay, yeah.
He said to North Carolina is
Yeah.
where he wants to go. Yeah, so I mean, in RTP, Raleigh-Durham area, there
I would stick to Greensboro area.
it's kind of the big three.
Yeah.
And North Carolina State, and Duke, and then out in Greensboro, UNCG, North Carolina A&T. Some options out there as relates to that. In Charlotte, there's some options. University of North Carolina, Charlotte, some other universities there, and all of those areas give you some ability to have some success. I think in terms of if you refer back to those charts that you had up before, baby,
Right.
I think that Raleigh-Durham or Greensboro would probably do better for him versus Charlotte based on the data.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So I have another question here. It's from KL Scott 23, and it says, I enjoy every second of this extremely informative video. I've been contemplating relocating to DC for a number of years.
Okay.
My wife is also on board for the move. Yes.
Got to have the wife.
Got to have the wife.
Need to have the
My
cooperation.
choice to relocate pending a job offer within my field has been lessened due to hearing your journey. Stay blessed, and please keep doing more of these videos. By the way, the choice to live in Virginia versus Maryland was based on what? I want to be as close to DC as possible.
Right.
And I like you said, I don't want family and friends to travel a great distance to see us once they fly into a local airport. Got it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that for me, well, for us, right, the decision, a lot of it was built around sort of that HQ2, the Amazon headquarters, since that's where I work in the daytime, right? And so even though we're working virtually right now, at some point I will be going into the office or some level of commuting from where we are to there. So that shapes up for me right now to be a really good commute as it relates to that. And so that was that. Based on,
he said Virginia instead of Maryland. So we looked at Maryland too.
Yeah.
And like what the differences are this. If you want to live close in, but don't necessarily want to live in DC, there are parts of Maryland. We talked about Bethesda. We talked about Silver Spring. We talked about College Park. Those are close in that are going to get you close to living in DC. And then you have to think, when you look at these places, look at a map, guys. And when you look at the map, look at the arteries that take you to where you want to live. And the way that we did it was we actually plugged in his work address. And then every time I found a home, I would plug that home address into maps.
Right.
And it would tell me how long it took to get from one place to the other, because we felt like that was important for our quality of life. We lived in Atlanta. We lived in crazy traffic. The zebra broke out of the zoo and it took us 9 hours to get home. We've lived that life.
Back
and
in
we
the day.
chose, we just said we're never ever doing that again. And when we lived in North Carolina, we lived 10 minutes from work, and it changed our lives. So we saw the value in paying more for a home to be closer to the job, if that is what you're doing, closer to the business. So if you want to live, You can live anywhere. This is the beauty of this area.
Right.
The arteries are everywhere.
Yep.
They've really done a good job with the traffic. And people will tell you, oh, the traffic's horrible. But we've lived in other areas, and it's just not. It's just not horrible. It's not good if you live further out.
Yep.
But if you live in, the traffic patterns are really easy. We have a girlfriend that lives in Maryland. She lives in Bethesda, Maryland, and she works in the Tysons area. And she says it just does not take her long to get to work.
Yeah, she's got a very favorable commute.
She has a
based on
very
traffic
favorable
patterns.
commute.
And I think back to the person's question. What was his name? Back to the question.
Kale Scott 23.
Yeah. So as relates to KO, you want to sort of work backward from the airport, right?
Yeah,
if the airport is going to be kind of the
And
central
we got
hub,
3 airports.
Yeah. So in that scenario, he wants to be close to D.C. So you're going to be close to D.C., then you're talking about National Airport, right? Reagan National.
Right.
And so you start from there, and then you sort of fan out and look at some of the neighborhood options from there. So that's how I would approach it.
So there's Alexandria. If you're single or just you and your wife, then you can look at the Wharf area that we talked about last week, or Navy Yard. You
Crystal
can look
City?
at you can look at I wouldn't move to Crystal City right now. It's basically getting fruit. I call it fruit basket tossed. If you want to buy in Crystal City and wait, it's a great investment. But right now, Crystal City, National Landing, Pentagon City is kind of a fruit basket toss right now.
There's a lot of stuff going on over there.
Yeah, it's a lot of
location.
stuff. It's a lot of stuff, but it's a great location. But living in D.C., you can live anywhere. D.C. is only 8 square miles. It's only 8 square miles.
Yeah, it's a little town.
It's a little town. So you can live anywhere, and good luck on your move. So next up, let's see. Do we have any? Okay. So next up is Mindset Minute and designing your life. Why should you move? We're gonna talk about 4 reasons. 4 reasons why you should just go ahead and make that move, right? So 1 is a fresh start, because we all get stuck in a rut. You're gonna get stuck in a rut where you are.
Who wants to be in a rut?
You just sometimes you need to freshen up, especially after the year we've been through as a country, as families, individuals. Moving can really help you shake things up, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's gonna shift your boredom to curiosity. I think that's what I'm most excited about with the weather breaking is I'm really curious right now.
What's out there?
And
What's going on?
What's going on, and where
What's
we're going to
happening?
go, and what's happening. And there's so much to do
What's
in the
open?
area. Yeah, what's open. And it's going to give you a renewed sense of excitement and purpose and fulfillment.
Exciting.
So go ahead and go for that fresh start if you're feeling bored,
Yeah.
if you're feeling like you're in a rut. Moving is going to do you good. It's going to give you a fresh start. What's another one, babe?
Yeah, it gives you a fresh perspective too,
Yeah,
right? It's
number
sort of
2 is fresh perspective.
the angle that you're looking at things, what's happening with the place that you're going to, what's the culture and environment like, right? What's the
Right.
impact? How does it impact the worldview and behaviors? So I think that, moving, whether you're going to move to an urban area, a rural area, what's certainly is going to happen is there's going to be a shift in your perspective and how you're viewing your lifestyle. And so
Are you moving from the West Coast to the East
Yeah.
Coast? Are you moving from this is the South? So are you moving from the North or from the Midwest to this area? It's going to give you a fresh perspective. And I think after last summer, after the election, it's good to take in what's going on other places. Go ahead and live there for a little while. I think people in this country always say, I want to move to Europe, or I'm going to move to Africa. You haven't even discovered America. Live in and if you have, okay, great. But if you haven't, try out new places here first before you decide to chuck it and go live in South America. I think it's important to have that fresh perspective of different cultures and different ways that different places do things. And so moving is going to give you that fresh perspective. What's another thing? Expanded opportunities.
Yeah,
That's why we moved here.
yeah, you're going to meet new people. You're going to have new experiences, whether they're work
Our
experiences, life
network is
experiences.
growing. It's really cool.
Expanding your network. And we're networking with these folks who are watching us too.
Hi guys. So yeah, it expands. It gives you more opportunity.
Yeah.
When you network and you get to a new place and you start networking and finding new people,
Yeah.
you are expanding more opportunity in your life. When you meet other people, you find out what they're doing in life, and you say, "Oh, I never thought about doing that." And so next thing you know, it might be an opportunity for more money. It might be an opportunity for more education. But it's going to push you out of your comfort zone. And if you're in a place where you're super comfortable and it's just like, hey, this is just what I'm doing in my life right now, shake it up. Shake it up. Get your butt up. Get out there and find something else to do. Find another place to live. Push yourself out of your comfort zone. Whenever you're out of your comfort zone, more doors are going to open. And then the last one is, babe?
Different experiences of life.
Yep.
Yes. I love it, right? So new cultures, immersing yourself into a new environment, getting around different people, different cultures, certainly expands your belief system, right?
Yeah, it helps expand it, definitely.
Opens up all kinds of possibilities, right? And it helps us be more empathetic and compassionate towards people, right? There's been a lot of conversation around some of these crimes that are happening with our Asian community.
It's crazy.
And it just doesn't make sense, right? And what happens is they say that you can never hate someone's story that you know. Right. And so the idea is that when you engage and you meet people and you have different experiences, now you become friendly toward that person or that community or what have you. And so I think what's really important there is it just really enables you to lead with empathy and love.
Yeah. And then the last one is the opportunity for deep self-reflection. I think this really happened with us this year because we had, because of the big change in life overall with the panorama, and we had to step back and examine our lives and just look at what's going on in our life. Is it going the way we want to? And moves force us to take a look at what we like and what we don't like.
Right.
And what we want, what we don't want. What we need and what we really don't need, And so it's going to push you to change. It's going to change your external environment and even your internal environment.
Right.
And so whenever you move, we're just trying to share with you that moving is a good thing. And don't be afraid to move. And the things that come along with it are pushing you out of your comfort zone. They're going to give you new opportunities for deep self-reflection, new opportunities for life experiences, and new opportunities and a fresh perspective and a fresh start.
The one thing in life that is constant is change. So the more that you wrap your mind around being comfortable with that, the easier things will become for you. We appreciate that, Sam.
Thank you, S. Smith.
Oh, I'm sorry, S. Smith.
Thanks
for
the great advice. You are speaking to me right now. We want to, and that's why we talk about it in this section, because what we want is not only to give you the ins and outs of living here, but help you get your mindset straight around moving, because it is it's not an easy thing, and like I said, it's pushing you out of your comfort zone.
Absolutely.
And I think that's it, baby.
Can't be.
I think it is.
Are we done? Are we done?
That one went fast today.
It's all good. Anybody else have any questions? Drop those questions in the chat.
We'll get to them.
Tracy, play some music or something. Let's get the vibe. Get the vibe back up for a second.
So we're not on mute. I know. I said the same thing. Kara Dunn said, done already? So you want to close it out? He doesn't want to leave, y'all.
Okay.
I got stuff to do, though.
Well, guys, just, remember that wherever you're going, don't just live there.
Design your life there.
We appreciate you guys. One love from Heath and Tracy. Remember, we're here every Saturday at 11 a.m. EST on your favorite YouTube station, Heath and Tracy TV.
We love you guys.
Tell a friend, come again.
Oh.
Spread the word. We'll give you the all of the musical information next week.
We'll put the link.
So that's what we call a radio teaser. So wait until next week, Reed. I know that you'll be sitting on pins and needles for all 7 days between now and then.
Yes, he does have a DJ
we'll
voice.
Make sure that we get you the information that you need, because Heath and Tracy is on the scene.
Thanks again, guys. Enjoy your weekend.
Out